This is it, folks. Happy New Year 2025. Here we come. And if my calculations were correct, you have had time to get a drink and a snack after watching all of the previous 2024 vacuums of the month. And yeah, ready to roll into a new year, a new start. And we start the year with a broken vacuum cleaner. Let me show you what the Felix has done wrong and that I have been stepping around in use, and see what you have chosen for me to start off 2025 with cleaning my house with. Let's have a look. Yes, hello, my vacuum cleaner and Sebo chums. How are you today? I have it on good authority that the CEO of Sebo UK himself favours a Felix, as you know, his personal favourite cleaner that they make to use. And I do get why, because it is fairly light. Having this swivel joint makes it very manoeuvrable. And yeah, the hose on the side works really well. It's good. It's very nice indeed. Mine hasn't exactly filled itself with glory. Let me see if I can make it happen. I think I made it happen on a video that you'll see soon as well, that I filmed during December when using this as a daily. The floor head, sadly, does cut out. Let me turn it on. It's on now, and it cuts out. Restart the machine. Yeah. It can go on for ages. Sometimes it'll last and work well long enough for me to do the run. And then I'll wait for it to die and then turn the brush roll off and do the entire rest of the house. So I've been working around it, so to speak. But yeah, there is no denying the fact that sadly the used pivot housing, for this head here, is broken. There is something not happy in there, and again I think the whole thing just wears so much that it can't keep a tight grip onto the contact. So I think the job for 2025 is going to be to get this back out. We're just going to buy a brand new white or grey or whatever one and fit it and see if that did the trick. Oh blimey, look at the state of that. We shall give that a bit of a clean up in a second. Let's have a look at how the rest of the machine has fared. If we lift up the top, we can see that our bag is, ooh, that's nicely full actually. Look, we can pop the cap on. There we go. Which roughly fits. Does try to come up a little bit. Yeah, that's a nice bit of dirt. So when the brush roll's been working, and it has got progressively worse, so this started off quite well, it's picked up a huge amount, but just on the hard floor. It does pull the dirt towards it, although only in max, really. That's the slight problem with this machine. I think just the way that the head is, unless it's on max, it doesn't really pick much up. And I haven't used the hard floor only head for this machine, because then that's a faff to take it on and off, on and off. And, you know, I think I would still have to have it quite high. This has variable power, but being such an older machine with the higher wattage, it's just not got the efficiency to pull the airflow through without it having to be on monster, massive power. So yeah, I don't know, that's probably my only caveat with it. On the carpet it's okay, because this does a lot of the work, but on the hard floor, there's a straight suction machine, yeah, who knows. The filter is beautiful though. I'm not going to take it off, I don't think, because I don't want to break the little tab on these red. And this is very hard to get hold of, this specific Sebo red for the bag holder. So we're just going to say that it's done all right. It's, you know, a little bit baggy maybe, but I guess that stops it being really taut and then stretching. It'll just stay like that forever. So yeah, it's been very nice using a Sebo Felix for a daily. Let's give this floor head a quick clean up. Right, the head, well, it's not clogged up. That's worked very well indeed. Its main problem is all of the hair and the lint that it has caught, obviously. Oh. There we go. Push that. Pull this. Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. That's only, you know, a little bit of a bit of carpet twine there, and Eva's hair. So yeah, that's pretty good for a whole month, but you wouldn't want to leave it much longer without looking. This is the problem. People leave this for a year, and obviously it then builds up so much that the brush roll just gets a splayed, horrible mess and goes all soft. So yeah, I shall pick this off, and that's basically going to be it. It's going to be done. This head is broken and yeah, needs some looking at, but we're not doing that today. We've coated well enough, because even on straight suction, it's got the carpets well enough. And yeah, as we'll have a look at shortly, I've got the cordless as well, which has a very working brush roll, and that's got the job done. Right, so what are we going to replace this with for January? So what cleaning torture am I going to have to put myself through in January? Well, a very surprising result, I do have to say. I only got this down for a laugh because I wanted to take a photo of almost, I forgot about the Dyson DC01, the entire, every UK wheeled model of Dyson. I had one quite recently because I did a few refurbs and went up into the loft, and that's when I put the 07 and this together. But hey, you all chose this. This is not a DC01, it is a DA001. It's still a shame that all rubbed off when I was washing it, but yeah, this is almost the world's first bagless vacuum cleaner. This is what came, I think they were still, a little family-run company at this point. In fact, I'm fairly sure that the serial number isn't for Malmesbury, it's for Chippenham. There we go, Dyson Appliances Limited, Chippenham. Oh wow, look at that dead spider there. That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, so before they got really big, we had this. Yeah, I've had this for years. It was bought as a DC01, that's how it was listed on Facebook for. Look, the nice original Dyson script on the plug. Oh, blimey, this has been up in the loft for quite a while. In fact, I should probably give it a little bit of a spray down. But I think it works really, really well. The hose, look. I almost prefer the DA001s, and I got rid of a DC01 that I had recently. Look, that curls under on the DC01. It doesn't on this. In fact, let's leave it off. We can't really fit the tools to the hose on this model, so we're going to be using the wand quite a lot, and I am missing a tool there as well. But if we just play it in and see how much airflow we're going to have to play with in January. Yeah. I mean, it's nothing really compared to the Sebo Felix, but this always has had a heck of a lot more airflow than any DC01 that I've had. It works quite well. Yes, it has a filter in it. It's a coarsey, foamy type filter, but that'll be absolutely fine. Lift up here, yep, there is another one in there, although a little bit dirty. Yeah, there we go. I've got these random cheapo filters in. They will do the job. I'm not expecting perfect level filtration here. I'm just expecting a vacuum cleaner. So let us see if it will fulfill that purpose. Well, on the carpet, let us get over the inevitability that the hard floor is probably not going to love it as much. Oh wow, it fits itself down. To the Greenote now, which has been going very well still, but there is one problem with it. Notice how this no longer works? Well, problem is it got dropped. Charlie knocked it off of where it was charging and it hit the floor with a bang and mostly survived, except the little button to change the mode came adrift and is now sat inside the battery. And it's still touching the buttons. What I'm hoping I can do is either sit it back into place and have it just work again and be absolutely fine, or at least remove it and be able to adjust the power of the machine from the machine itself. So we're going to not recommend it. We're going to just see if we can, there we go. I need to pull the top of the shell off. There we go. In order to get to this bit here, yeah, so that's the button on the battery that does the actual adjustment of the speed. And I'm hoping, yeah, that hasn't broken, that just sits there. There's no little spring, but there's the battery pack. Ooh, look, the inside of a Greenote battery cell. We probably shouldn't be playing with that too much, but it should be fairly safe as long as I keep things where they should go, which will include those springs there, because they'll need to stand this way. There we go. What are we going to be doing now, button? Are you going to be staying in there? Or am I going to have to put you... Oh no, I can hold it with my fingernail. Oh, it's there, but I've got to click there, and then it moved. But the idea is there. Let me get this button back into place. Like so. And hopefully... That's better. Aha! Yay! Yeah, because that was pushing against the contact in the battery. It just wasn't changing the speeds at all. Which, I mean, it was all right, really. It was a bit of pot luck, because sometimes it would start off on max, and that would be enough. All right, the post-motor filter is still absolutely spotless. That does prove that, as much as I'm not a fan of the design of this and, you know, how it holds its dirt, it does hold its dirt. Cannot fault it. We're going to take the wizard. And give that a good clean out, and then take this damp cloth, which I've just cleaned the DA001 with, and give everything a really good wipe down. That's all we're going to do. I can't bother to do much else. It's perfectly fine. Yeah. Still don't know what I'm going to replace this with. I must change it soon. We've had it quite a while. I guess I do recommend these Greenotes. They haven't let me down. They do pick up a lot of dirt. And as much as, you know, we have to maintain it, I'm still going to call it maintain. You know, what's this? A spray cloth, a little bit of a damp cloth, And we've just made this machine brand new. No dirt sat in the cyclone of it. You know, nothing too bad waiting to ticking time by itself. It just works quite well. Floor head is looking quite grim though. We shall remove the brush roll. There we go. Yeah, it gets a good battering. Like I say, it is used. It is not a collection piece this yet. It is used and not abused. I've seen worse. We've repaired worse. Yeah, but again, you can get into it all because they just kept the brush roll motor nicely at the side rather than trying to stick it through the middle. You can actually get to the thing and give it a good old clean up. There we go. Look. I'm not going to wash the brush roll again this month. We did it before. That is perfectly fine. Can go back together. And calling that done. That is the Greenote repaired. My fault it broke. And serviced and ready to carry on being a good little cordless cleaner. Right, what's next? We have the micro Greenote, the DC01, which again, well, as you can tell, I gave the good clean out of the bird cage with it the other day. It continues to work very well too. Give that a good clean off. This does get used for quite a lot of the glossy jobs. I carry it around into the kitchen with me quite a bit. So yeah, this gets a fair bit of hammer as well, but for the £20 that they did cost, might still do cost, I think they're really good. I'm going to wait for the non-digital motor to wind up. But when you do, it's perfectly fine for just buzzing around. I mean, ew, look at the state of the crevice tool, look, even without the dirt on it. Look how worn down it's getting, where it's just the only tool that we use. Yeah, I like this little thing. Greenote, please make one with a digital motor for like £35–40. I reckon that would be perfect. Right, another one down. Let's service something else. The Victor V9 has been hard at work all year, picking rubbish out of broken, dying, dead, should be dead vacuum cleaners, and he's not had a new bag the entire year. He's also getting a little bit dirty. He sits at the very bottom of a big cupboard in my porch and then gets stuff put on him. So there we go, he copes well enough. Look, give that a wipe down. Let us have a look inside. Above the filter is still spotless. My motor is still looking nice and shiny. Lifting up the filter, again, that is spotless, although we still have the MBV out. So we'll give it a customary vacuum off. Then we're going to change this bag because it does smell. It's not full. Well, actually it is quite full. Not as full as it could be yet, but oh, wow. That is just other vacuums in there. That's how much we've used it. I mean, bar what's just gone onto the hose end with me taking it off, you know, that is spotless in there. These nice, cheap, they're not expensive, bags that we use are working really well. And again, they're very cheap. I bought 30 of them. And I use a couple for the CDT because it's the same bag size. But otherwise, you know, they don't really get used for this, and I try not to change it too much. I know people say, of course it smells, it's a bag. This only gets used mostly for cleaning out other vacuums, and when I let it sit for a couple of weeks, when I, you know, cheekily might use this for something, that's when it starts to smell. Oh, yeah, all the airflow. Fantastic. He's ready for another year of, well, helping me make some money, helping me make content, helping us fix vacuums. And literally, this has been all I've needed sometimes, to just literally put onto the end of a Dyson hose, pull the blockage right the way through the machine and go, there you go, and take a bit of money. And we must always be thankful for the opportunity to do that. So thank you very much, Victor. Victor sent me this many years ago now for review, and I know a load of people have bought them just because of having watched it on my channel. The fact that it's so lightweight, it's so rolly and manoeuvring, and yeah, it has fantastic airflow. There we go. It can sit there. Right. What's next? Well, the next machine that we are going to look at is possibly the most recent addition to the stable, the Dreame D10 Plus. I don't actually have my phones there. I forgot to look up the stats of how much it's been used. We've try and remember to put them up in the video. But yeah, it's doing okay. It's just rolled around upstairs. I've not really interacted with it at all. I've not needed to because of the self-emptying. I don't actually know if it self-emptied. It didn't. Oh, look at that. Look, it didn't self-empty itself the last time it ran because I have it set to every 2 goes, just because, yeah, it doesn't need too much more than that. So in there is still quite clean. We will take the filter out because this is the one bit that doesn't really get pulled that clean from the motor. It gets okay coverage, but yeah, it never really comes spotless. Hopefully, though. We can give it a good vacuum off and it'll be okay. We will also vacuum this out just because I don't have the power cable down here for that. There we go. Marvellous. Where's that nice damp cloth that I had? There it is. So, give this all a wipe down. This isn't what it says to do in the manual, but of course you must. This isn't a machine that you just unbox and then never look at again. It will need a little bit of maintenance. There we go. That goes in there. We'll actually leave that out for a second. Oh, this is what, look, it's going all dusty and bitty, but I don't really want to wipe even this microfiber across it because it's just going to scratch it and make it all horrible. Right, underneath, that's looking very good. The wheels, they're not chewed up yet, that's good. Right, let's just open this part. They're doing well. Take out the roller, and oh wow, get a little bit dirty in there, as you can see from where it's tracking all that dirt across those blades, but well, that's probably fine. Yeah, there is a bit of stuff getting caught up around here. The Roomba doesn't do this. Can I pop the caps off? No. That's a bit annoying. How am I going to get this? Ah, there it goes. Look. Meh. I'm just going to call that good enough, I think. Seems okay. It seems happy enough. We shall drop the brush roll back into there. Pop this base plate on. Then we can flip it over and pop the dirt bin back in. So there we are. That is some servicing done. Oh, I did forget about that. We could have used that. That's the servicing done on that bit. Let's just give this a bit of a wipe down and see how full its bag is. Oh, not very at all. Oh, wow. Yeah, there's plenty to go in there, and in there it's still spotless. That's quite telling, really, because, you know, as nice as this machine is, it's not a deep cleaner, as you saw by the dirt in the bin, and by the fact that this is only really full of dirt that is light and fluffy. Yeah, she's not the most deep cleaning robot, which is going to last for ages for me. I might not even need another bag in 2025. So that's the newest robot. I guess we may as well have a look at how the Roomba's getting along. The Roomba 980, which Mr. Scott lovingly sent over many years ago now, and I broke it, and he lovingly sent over a replacement motor. This I still have going round, even though we have the Dreame, just because, well, if I don't, I'll have to turn it off and put it away. This is really nice, especially for dumb robot. And I say that very lightly because it does still have an app. It does still have mapping and stuff. But yeah, it's been running around an hour before this every day. And yeah, it picks up a surprising amount of dirt and a load of grit. Roomba, or iRobot, really did hit the mark with this. And I think sadly, this is about the high point that they experienced after that. So again, we should take the MBV, give it all a good vacuum off. Yeah, look at all the sand that it picks up. It's astonishingly good. There we go. Wipe down in here as well, get that all nice and clean-ish. Filter's fine. I did replace the filter recently. I have a ton of them. In, click, done. Close. What are you like underneath? In fact, we'll keep you, Mr. Host. So, if you remember, we put those cheap spares on here in 2024, and I think they're starting to fail. This side brush is okay. However, if I lift up this bit and take out this brush here, oh my, yeah, he's a little bit worn. Ooh, oops, quite a lot of hair in there as well. I perhaps haven't been maintaining this quite as well as it should have been. Yeah, she's going to need new brushes. In fact, I'm half wondering now if I think I did keep the old ones because I feared this might happen. Yeah, that's those cheap, very cheap brush strips. Well, yeah, I mean, they've probably done 6 months, so I'd have expected a bit better. Who knows? It's a shame, but then you get what you pay for, don't you? And I'll be honest, I haven't noticed them being that bad, so I think they still perform okay. Let's leave them a bit longer, because quite honestly, I'm not prepared to change them today. I don't even know where the spare ones are, so I haven't noticed before. We're not going to care now. Right, you can go next to the Victorian era Dyson. We are getting there. Just 2 more machines left to go. Yes, it's the Tineco Floor 1 S3. Well, it's an older Tineco model now, but yeah, mine still works really, really well. Gets used an awful lot. I'm a little bit worried that the motor's going to start to just rust with use, because that's just what they do. Sadly, they're not, even if you try very hard, they just get damp. And like, mine's now 4 years old, getting on a bit. It works really well though, as you can see from cleaning up that little bit of the floor. What do you think about Tineco? Did you ever buy one from me advertising them all? I still quite like them. I especially like this. They're cordless stick vacs, left a little bit to be desired in the filter department, and I don't think they've really changed it at all since then. I would say that the Greenote keeps its filter a lot better, certainly in terms of airflow. Ooh, there we go. Look, this is the problem with these, and I think that catches a lot of people out. I see it on the Facebook groups a lot, when people moan about them leaving a streaky patch on the floor. And it's mostly just to do with this, the fact that the fluff does build up no matter how careful you are. And you do have to do this a couple of times a year in order to clean it off. There we go. Look, we'll just get these bits of mildly damp stuff out of the way. There we go. Oh, give it a good clean underneath. Look, you see, this is just what happens when the machine sits upright its whole life. There we are, look. Good and tidy. So, yes, this is what keeps the hard floors nice and clean. I should probably use it a little bit more than I do, but it gets used well enough. Certainly when I go, oh, blimey, look how filthy the floor is after I've not been paying attention for a couple of weeks. It's not a big job to have it going really, really spotless with the Tineco. So yes, that is the penultimate machine that we need to look at. The final machine that we need to look at has been in front of us this whole time. Yes, the Wizard. Oh, let's take his hose off. Bless him. Ah, I was once really worried to get him all scratched up and get him all used, but well, look at him now. He is still probably the most used member of all of the, well, bar the robots, because they go around every day, whether I put them round or not. But second best is still this. He gets pulled out for a good clean up if it's, you know, I need to do all the hard floors, or if it's got very bitty in the week. He gets used for that. He has been used more and more recently as a bench vac. I'm not quite sure how I feel about that, because it does keep him used, but I was hoping to not use him as a bench vac, if that makes sense. I don't know, really. What do you think? It's a shame that he doesn't get used. He gets used down the car an awful lot too. So underneath he's still spotless and clean. Ah yes, we need to put his face back on. He lived upstairs in the bedrooms for a couple of months during spider season, and Eva was scared of the face staring at her from the dark. So I agreed that we'd take it off. Right, this bag stinks too. It's fairly full, but again, because I use him sporadically and, you know, for naughty things, doesn't take long for it to start to smell, but that's still a year's worth. See how much use he gets at the field this year in 2025. Might to change his bag some more. There we go. That's there. Give this a good clean off. Ooh, I did get one ready. Look at that. Nice, genuine bag. Somebody kindly got these from my Amazon wish list, so we can say thank you very much for that and give it a good home inside this Henry. Well, this MBV 190NX. Marvellous. Oh, he's eating me. I even like this rubber end that I put on it. This rubber end's quite nice as well, especially for getting around the edges. As you can see, I've had an adapter cuff for the duration of this video. So there we go. Wow, I'm in the way of all of the machines. We have cleaned and serviced the Beko 1987 daily drivers. We have our new corded upright or daily for the month. We have our 2 cordless vacuums. We have the Victor V9 ready to give us another year of hard graft. The 2 cordless Greenotes. This one's certainly staying out. This one I'd like to get replaced this year. And the Tineco floor one, which, I mean, unless Tineco are going to send me their most current floor washer, and I'm going to be a bit careful because I can't have a steam one because of the laminate. This works well enough for that. I don't know, really, how they made something like this any better than it is. I almost quite like that it's the older version, because it turns on
auto mode,
just cleans the floor. The Carpet 1S3, which is upstairs, I'm not going to get down now, is a little bit, you know, does lots of fancy stuff, but you end up not really using them a lot. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. And that should keep us for the year, bar changing this one out every single month. So if you've got a collection of machines that you always just seem to have out and gravitate to, do let me know down below. And if you're stupid enough to use a Dyson in January of 2025, again, let me know how you get on with that. And until the next exciting episode, or unexciting episode, as I guess you could say, I and these vacuum cleaners will see you soon. Happy New Year!